Okay, same day. It's like 7 o'clock now. Right? September 6th, 2021. Okay. These are tomatoes from my tomato plants, so I'm canning this up. I put 5 jars in the canner. I might get 4. Hold on. Okay, just to show you how stressed out I am. Aren't you supposed to put tomatoes in a pressure canner for 40 minutes for a half pint? What am I thinking? I boiled. Okay, so last of the plums, right? And we've got 3 jars of tomatoes in there. I did have to go get a little bit of a green tomato to fill up the 3rd jar, and it is a water bath at 40 minutes. And you could do it in a pressure canner for 10 for a pint. Okay.
Collaborating, coming together, recognizing that not everyone is suffering at the same rate. We talked about that. Melanie Mark, the Minister of Tourism, is always quick to say we're in the same storm, but we're not in the same canoe, and everyone's had different impacts. But we need to keep that in mind before we get angry and frustrated at the person in front of us, because the person in front of us did not put COVID-19 into our worlds. The person in front of us is grappling with the same challenges. Treat them with respect, treat them with kindness, and together we'll all get through this. And I'll ask Minister Dix to answer the last question.
I think what we can say is that if you have difficulty getting the BC vaccine card, there's a number of ways of going about it. Obviously, asking a friend or a family member to assist you, whatever the issue is, if the issue is language, to assist you. You can call a provincial vaccine line. 130 languages are served on that line, and that's a significant service provided. There's information in multiple languages to assist people in using the downloading service as well, and you can visit one of our 64 Service BC centres. So there's lots of opportunity, and I think that people have shown that through the pandemic. One of the really heartening things that we saw and we've seen in the last few months, there was a moment, for example, where Richmond City Centre was behind other community health service areas in Metro Vancouver in terms of vaccination rates. It was in the high 50s. Richmond City Centre is now vaccinated at 90% because of a lot of these kinds of efforts reaching out in the community. My constituency, which is one of the most diverse, has the largest number of people who speak English as a second language, is vaccinated at 94% today. So there are these opportunities. If people are isolated, to get support from others and to reach out for support. In addition, we're going to be working with lots of service organizations and health authorities to reach out to people who have other challenges in terms of getting the vaccine card. There's lots of opportunities. If you can't get your card, if you're not able to download it, you can call us in multiple languages and get service. We have lots of available service online in different languages, and I encourage everyone to do that. And I think we've demonstrated in reaching out over the last number of months everywhere in BC that the opportunity to get vaccinated and to get information about the value of vaccination and now to get the BC vaccine card will be available to everyone, and the supports will be available in multiple languages. En français, je dirais que dans les langues de la province, il y en a beaucoup, et dans 130 langues, on donne des services au téléphone, et c'est sur notre ligne de téléphone 1-833-838-2323. On peut téléphoner et recevoir des services et des soutiens dans des langues, plus que 100 langues, je pense que c'est 130 langues. Aussi, on peut aller au centre de service Colombie-Britannique, partout dans la province, 64, pour recevoir des services. Et surtout, on peut demander des amis et votre famille de vous aider à imprimer votre carte de vaccin en Colombie-Britannique. Donc, il y a beaucoup d'opportunités dans plusieurs langues, beaucoup d'opportunités, beaucoup de soutien aux gens pour recevoir leur carte de vaccination.
Eva, do you have a follow-up?
I do. Since not all restaurants or eating establishments are included in these requirements, how will customers know which businesses require vaccine cards, will there be a sign outside to indicate that, or some other way for customers to know what the requirements are to access those businesses? And could we also get an answer to this in French as well? Thank you.
La réponse est oui. The response is yes. Thank you.
Hang on.
Thank you.
Okay, so moving along, I think it's the 7th today, or the 8th of September. I'm not sure. I think it's the 8th maybe. Anyway, this is whole milk. This is whole milk, like 3%, right? Like in terms of when you go off and buy whole milk. It's kind of hard to store in terms of you don't really use too much with it in terms of it's because of the fat, right? Because it's whole milk powder. Anyway, I'm just keeping it simple for now because I'm going to try and use this and incorporate it into my weekly routine. Andre and I, we talked about maybe start developing a little, what is it called? Menu. Anyway, I'm just going to vacuum seal these, right? And then I'm going to get on to the non-fat milk powder, right? And jar them up, but I have to wash another set of jars. I also bought this a while back. This one's £3. I can't remember what I paid for it. The stuff is kind of expensive because it comes in from the States. And it's hard to find, a quality cheese powder, right? This is a cheese blend powder. Again, I'm being selective with the things that I'm buying, right? Before I bought 2, I thought I'd try this first, see if I like it, right? See if I like it. What am I looking for? Here. See if I like it, right? And then order some more for food storage, right? So anyway, now just keep moving along. Hold on. Okay, people. It's a new day. Guess what I have? Sweet corn. This is sweet corn, people. Right? Yesterday, I went to go to the corner store to get, well, first of all, I went to go get my apples from the tree, right? Okay? That's just a little ritual that we go through until there's no more apples left. And then because I needed sugar, because my sugar's downstairs and I don't want to dig for it. At this point, I needed some sugar because I'm still canning. I did the plums with the apples, right? And, I still got apples, and, right? And so anyway, it was like getting on in the evening, right? It was starting to get dark. I'm telling you how this led up to this corn, okay? So, we get the apples, and now we're gonna start walking, right, to go to the corner store to get the sugar. And I wanted some coffee too, right? So anyway, Andre says, "Oh, look, there's Pastor Granny. She just drove in with her van." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, we'll go say hi." And by this time, it's like starting to get dark, right? Because sometimes I don't leave the house until 7:30 to go get the apples, right? Well, long story short, right? Because I already got this box. Okay, I got this box right here 2 days ago, 2 days ago, right? Okay? I haven't even tasted this corn because I seen it and I said, well, this was a couple days ago. Or maybe she dropped it off. I don't know. All I know is it's right here and I got to do something with it. Okay? But, oh no, she dropped it off, right? But guess what's in here? Apples. Right? I thought it was a full box of corn. But it's not. It's a whole bunch of apples, right? As if I need apples. But I've decided, I think what I'm going to do with those apples is I'm going to end up dehydrating them, more than likely. That's what I'm thinking to do with them. There's the mailman. I'm doing a video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, talking about corn.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay, so, anyway. Is this one sweet? I don't know. Let's taste it. Oh my God. It's sweet corn, people. You see, the last corn that I got wasn't sweet. It was just straight up corn. So the fact that I dehydrated the majority of it is actually quite good, because that's the kind you want to grind up and make cornmeal with, or corn flour. You could do that with that, right? Whereas, I mean, like, anyway, so I noticed that there was apples in here, so there wasn't as much corn, although I didn't know it was sweet corn. I know now, right? Okay. We don't know what's all in that box. We'll look later. So long story short, I go, we say hi, whatever, and she's saying, you want? And I'm like, well, it's getting dark now, right? And I'm like, well, what you got, right? Because she's saying, you know, it's being moved along, right? Because some of this stuff goes to the farms for the animals, right? Because, you know, it's some of it is nothing good for other than maybe animals like chickens and stuff like that, right? Chickens love it, you know, right? So anyway, I said, okay, well, let me look. Well, there's this box of corn, and so I thought, well, I didn't get a full box over here because there's apples underneath it. Let me taste it, right? Because the last box wasn't sweet corn, so I mean, don't get me wrong, I was very grateful to have it, but everybody likes sweet corn, right? So I took a bite of it. I took a bite of it last night, and I'm like, oh my God, it's sweet corn. Can I have this? Can I have this box? And she said, yeah. So she just dropped it off, and it's a full box of sweet corn, people, on top of what I've got here. I mean, I'm not going to refuse it. Right? And these ones, I might just blanch them and try and find some. I know how to make a little bit of freezer space. So whether I dehydrate it or whether I freeze it, one or the other, I'm going to definitely do something with it, because it's like fresh. Okay? So I'm going to have to do that in the next day or two, because you got to work fast, right? I mean, if I had a proper, I don't want to call it a fridge, but yeah, a walk-in fridge where you could put the whole box in there, I'd have a few more days. And this is why I get frustrated for Pastor Granny, because that's what she needs. Like, you know, sometimes before you know what somebody is going through in terms of, I don't want to say their troubles, but it's kind of like a trouble that she has all this, you know, she has access to all this food, right? But really no help to distribute it, and no physical location to sort it out, to process it however it's being processed, right? And no means to, right, you know, she's doing it all outside in her yard, right? And nobody bats an eye, nobody cares that she's struggling with it. But as she's giving me this food and I'm processing it, it's like I can feel her pain, right? In terms of the struggle that she's going through just, hanging on that thread because she has a registered charity. So, she had dreams and, she's been working hard all these years, and then along came the government and chop, 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 right? And, and donations dried up in terms of financial donations to be able to pay for a physical location to be able to continue to do this stuff. And then you've got this restriction, don't breathe restriction, right? It's like, it's fucking stupid, right? But she's still hanging on a thread, and now I'm involved, and I've taken on her pain. That's how I feel like I'm experiencing, not to the degree that she's doing it, but with just what I'm doing, I'm now connected to her struggle, I guess you could say, right? And like every day, as I work through this food, every day I'm like, how can we get Pastor Granny a physical, it's like a shop, right? With no money. And with a whole lot of people with a bad attitude. Until maybe you hand out something and then people come and they take it and then they leave. They may or may not say thank you, but they won't necessarily help. I mean, it's the same game, right? It doesn't matter what the charitable initiative is. That just seems to be human nature. But you can't let that stop you from, doing the right thing. And right now, there's a dire need to try and secure a location. And for the life of me, I just don't know how to do that. Because I live in such an apathetic community. But I'm sure there are people out there that would benefit from, I don't want to say Meals on Wheels, but a Meals on Wheels type of program that could be clearly implemented with the things that are being given to her. We just need that physical location to be able to process the food, right? Not necessarily all volunteered based, because we live in a world where people need money. But, at the end of the day, again, there's those that prosper, and they nothing but prosper, and they continue to prosper. They prosper so much that they're over bloated with prosperity. Well, there's those of us that hang on a freaking thread year after year, right? Trying to be brave, keep ourselves afloat with that swimming process, keep our faith alive. Like, thank you, Jesus. Wherever the faith is coming from, in terms of the world does have good in it, right? And so anyway, last night I ended up taking one of these, which is an eggplant. I looked it up online how to dehydrate them. They say better to get the smaller ones, but I got a big one here, right? I have to cut off that little part. But they say the smaller ones are not as bitter as the big ones, but this guy was calling me, so I thought I'd get them anyway. Otherwise, this one was just going to the farm for the animals, and I thought, well, we'll just throw one big one in. And then I managed to scoop up on, this is what I mean, these are perfectly fine, right? But nowhere to cook it, people. Right? And right? There's only so much you can give out away from your driveway kind of thing, So anyway, I got enough there to dehydrate, but before you dehydrate them, you kind of have to blanch them through a steaming process. Easy to Google online, okay? All right. So I got enough to do that, so I'm going to do that. And then, of course, we know we've got the sweet corn. A box and a half. This box is literally full. Okay? And then we've got a half a box here. Okay? I was poking in here today, looking to see, I see something else in here. It's mostly apple. Oh yeah, there's a cauliflower. I see there's a cauliflower. Look. Right? There's another one. Look. Okay? I thought it was all corn, but it's not. There's something else in here. What's this? I don't know what this is. It was dark. That came last night. That one was last night. Because I went with Andre to go get apples. And just as we were walking, she drove in. So, spring break. Orange carrot turmeric. Some kind of drink. Okay? And then inside, I got these mangoes, right? I picked a few of those. I got another, I don't know, like a melon of some kind. I thought I'd try that again in the dehydrator, right? You know, but on very, very, very low, right? I'm still using my dehydrator. I'm going to keep it because I don't have time, right? I'm busy. And I got some like little bok choys that I already chopped up last night and started to, you know, dehydrate. So I'm going to move that around. And then I got a couple of extra little bags, right, to fill up one jar. And she says, Pastor Grady says, well, what do you do with that? And I'm like, well, I'm going to be using it for soups, putting it into soups, right? Because that's right. And it's a good way to preserve the food without taking up a lot of space. And if we had a location, right, with, you know, a stove, a couple of fridges, preferably a walk-in cooler type fridge, you know, freezers, good counter spaces, good sinks, good cutting tables, right, you know, good equipment, right, because she's getting it, like, hardcore, okay? And, like, we could help a lot of people. This is what I'm trying to say. A lot of people. And you know, it could be $2 a meal in terms of whatever, you know, those little things that I make, little TV dinners that I make. We could do $2, $3 a meal in terms of, you know, to help pay for the operating costs, right? Whatever those costs may be, right? To people who need it, regardless of who they are, right? Whether they're homeless people, whether they're elderly people in their homes, you know, whether they're households that come from different countries that are on fixed incomes, right? You know, a single person going to school, or a single person working minimum wage and just can't get, right? There's just so many things that we can do, but there's just no way to do it. So I told Pastor Granny, I said, look, I'm going to end it now, and I'm going to show you, okay? I told her, I said, because she just dropped this stuff off, right? She apologized to me. She says, I'm sorry, I'm putting you through this. And I'm like, no, don't be sorry. I'm glad you're doing this because, one, I personally, I don't mind, right? I mean, I do because, you know, I'm busy, but on the other hand, I'm very grateful to be able to up the ante with my food security in my house and, just, you know, top everything off and get me thinking, get me reading, because like I said, I'm feeling her pain, right? I'm feeling her struggle by doing this, okay? And I said to her, like, don't ever feel bad because, you know, I mean, obviously if I didn't want it, I'd say no, right? And I'm very grateful to have it. That's the first thing. I get frustrated though because I know that better could be done, right? I know that she deserves more respect than what she's getting, okay? And she definitely needs more help. And I know that whatever she's doing could make a huge difference in the surrounding community if the community would only give her a half a fighting chance, okay? Including the government, okay? Because the government's playing a big role in it right now, people, by chopping everybody off at the fucking knees here, okay? And just to give you an example, I went to the corner store today with Andre to get my sugar because we never did get it last night, right? And there was everybody was in there wearing a freaking mask at the corner store, okay? And there was this, I don't know if she was a Hindu lady or a Punjabi, but she was something along those lines, right? And she had her mask on, and she's standing, you know, far away, right? And I'm like, you know, you're going to make yourself sick with keep wearing these. Oh, I am sick, she says. I'm sick. I have the flu. Because I said, you can come to the counter. Like, you know, why are you standing away so far away? Oh, I got the flu. I said, you have the flu. She goes, yeah. I said, well, if you have the flu, it's not very good idea to be wearing a mask. Oh, but I don't want to get the kids sick. I said, you're not going to get the kids sick. Oh, but I'm fully vaccinated. I said, oh, okay. And I looked, right, and I didn't even have my glasses on. Trust me, I can't see that great without my glasses. But I seen these huge, big bags. I mean, clearly the woman was sick, okay? And, she just gave that aura as in, like, she was, I wouldn't say scared, but kind of scared, And because she didn't understand how she got the flu, being that she was fully vaccinated. She goes, I'm fully vaccinated. I said, well, I'm not worried about it. I love you for you. That's what I told her. I love you for you. It doesn't matter to me whether you got that or not, right? Honestly, it's nobody's business. You don't need to tell me that. I told her that, people. You don't need to tell me whether you've been vaccinated or not, okay? But she felt obligated that she had to tell me. But yet she was scared enough to tell me that she was sick. So in her mind, she can't figure out how the fuck she can go with 2 inoculations and then turn around and be really, really sick and then justify it as a so-called flu. That's like my landlady. She did the same thing. Went off and got whatever she got and then came back, got sick, and then told me it was the flu. I'm like, okay, it's the flu. And she's just getting sicker. But it has nothing to do with what she did because the government told her so. As everybody's running around in fucking masks and sick yet to boot. You can't tell me there's not people out there that wouldn't like a little loving, tender care and a few 10 meals, right, delivered to their house because they're sick. Or maybe they're just tired. Or maybe they don't have enough money to, right? Because all their money is going into rent and hydro, right? Okay? Can't tell me that there aren't people out here that could benefit from that. Because from what I seen today with that lady at the corner store, if I could have said, oh, well, are you in need of, any groceries or meals? Like, are you okay? Right? Obviously, she can't work, right? If she can't work, how is she managing on a fixed income? Right? Right? Not everybody has a rich husband that goes around fucking tearing everything apart so he can get richer. Most people live on fixed incomes and have to budget, right? And obviously the woman was sick, okay? So just the thought of somebody saying, would you like, a package of TV dinners just to compensate for whatever it is that you're going through? Oh, wow, what's in them? Oh, well, we have this kind, we have this kind, and we have this kind. Because we have a kitchen. So we can make different kinds to suit different people's, palates, right? Oh, well, gee, that sounds, turkey with gravy and mashed potatoes and sweet corn. I'd love to have that. 10 meals is 10 meals. Yeah, but it's never going to happen because the government doesn't want it to happen. Because they're too busy targeting the most vulnerable in our community, starting with the homeless, and then they're working their way up. As they got everybody fucking confused with their masks and their psychoses, worrying about the kids, when they themselves are getting sicker and sicker and sicker, but yet making people know that they got vaccinated and that they're safe. And I just said, look, I don't want to hear it. You're fine. Like in terms of, I love you for you. I don't care. Okay? I don't see you as the enemy of the state, whether you are or whether you aren't. That's not why I'm talking to you. So anyway, long story short, I told Pastor Granny that next time I go out, because I'm on foot with the kids, I'm going to start looking for empty freaking kitchens in my travels through my walking, and I'm taking down numbers, and we're going to start calling these empty locations that used to be something that worked in terms of a kitchen or a restaurant that got closed down because of the government. What else can I do, people? I don't know how to go around it. I don't know what to do. That's the only thing that so when I go to mail out the boxes for April and whatnot, and Lucy and whatever, when I'm out, because that's when I'll be going out with the kids with the buggy, okay? When I go to mail that stuff out, that's when I'm going to be looking for a location to do something positive. With a foundation that obviously is being sabotaged, right? Over a period of 21 years, so that we could end up in some bullshit society with a bunch of fucking crazy lunatics that want to call themselves leaders, as they lead only some people into prosperity while they lead the rest of the population into God knows what, okay? And speaking of that, look what I have to do. I haven't even done this yet, people. Right? I try, you know, like, fuck, man. Last time I made an appointment for the bank to have fucking, just nobody showed up. And I got so discouraged. They're still sending me bank statements, but everything's on dormant. It all went fucking dormant. Right? Okay? Right? What is in here? Let's see. Did they take the money yet? Right? What's his name? John Horgan. Did you take the money yet? You're like an Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? In fucking California. Where did the money go? Seriously, there's still $82 in this account, people. On fucking lockdown. Okay? I'm not talking fucking bullshit here, okay? Do you understand? You seen the mailman bring it to me today. Okay? I feel Pastor Granny's pain. I know what she's going through because I go through it myself. Where is the community? I'd like to fucking know. Standing at the corner store, getting sicker than a dog. That's where they are. No wonder why they can't help. I'm mad. So when Pastor Granny gives me this, I feel glad. I feel grateful because it takes my mind off my troubles and it builds food security into my house, and it actually gives me something positive to think about, to break outside of the box, even though I know I'll probably never go anywhere, no matter how many fucking doors I knock on. But you can't let it stop you from trying. Okay? I really respect Pastor Granny. Okay? I do. Because this woman is like me. I respect myself. You know? She's a little go-getter. She's working hard. 70 years old, picking up freaking big boxes. I said, hold on. And she's a little sore now, right? And I'm, no, let me do it. Right? That's what I mean. She needs people to help her. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. When I make plans to go, I should probably I'll just show you. And I'm going to end this video because it's what, how long? Who knows? What, half an hour, 45 minutes? Just keep the message out there. I know I get sick of people. I know I get sick of life. I know I get sick of things. But at the end of the day, you know, it's that core inside. You can't change it no matter how much people try and beat you down. You know, no matter how much people call you down, no matter what people do to you, if you're a good person inside, you're always going to be a good person. If you care about other people, no matter what people do to you, you're still going to care about people, okay? That's why I told that lady in that store, it don't matter to me. I don't care whether you got it or not. I love you for you. And yes, you do not look well. So the first thing that you should do is take off that freaking mask, because if you're sick, why make yourself sicker? That's my advice to you. She agreed. it's just really sad that they want to blame a flu and completely bypass what was put into their body for a political agenda. So I am still in the kitchen. I mean, who would pass up sweet corn? You'd be crazy to pass up sweet corn. The only reason I took the corn was because it was sweet. If it would have been regular corn, I already had it. I didn't need it. But because it was sweet, I couldn't refuse it. Okay. See? I'm not kidding. You see this? Look at this. We'll just finish this video now. It's all sweet corn. All of it. I mean, who wouldn't be happy? Seriously. Who wouldn't be happy? Right? Okay? So now we know we got some cauliflower in there. It looks perfectly fine to me. Right? We got some apples. Right? Not too many actually, so that's fine. I don't have to, I'll just cook those up with the mangoes. Right? And then we've got some more corn. We know that's sweet because I already bit into it. Hold on a minute. And then this is what I did today. This is that whole milk. I just have to vacuum seal it now. I gave some to Pastor Granny because she was asking me, right, where you found it. And I said, well, I bought it off the internet. Right? So I gave her, I showed her how to, who to contact for that. And then, because, like, this was from last night. Right? So I already did some of those last night because I got them last night. Right? So I did them last night when I got home. And now I'm going to do another batch, and that will give me 1 jar of those. That's bok choy, right? And then, of course, I got some eggs, right? Look at this. Look at this, people. These are free-run eggs, okay? And it's not the first time she's given me eggs. Plus, I bought eggs. I got eggs coming out of everywhere, right? So I told Andre we're going to start making a menu and just start, like, you know, right, making, like, there's things that you can bake in the oven with eggs, right, and vegetables and stuff, right, I mean, whatever that's called. And then she gave me some bananas, which I'll probably freeze that. There's my little apples, right, and then what's in here? Yeah, look at this. Look at this, people. There's a mango, okay? I am going to make apple, because I still have apples, right, for Amari. So I'm going to cook these up, right, and make apple mango for Amari. These are nice and ripe. They'll be perfect for Amari. And then I got one of those, 2. I thought I'd try it again, right? I'm going to try it again. I don't think you can can melons. I don't know about that. A mango you can. I'm pretty sure you can can a mango. But I don't know if you can can a melon with apple. I'll have to Google it. That's a melon of some kind. Right? And then, of course, bread. Do you see? Look at this. I got more than that. I told her I want to make more breadcrumbs. So I just haven't cut them up yet. Okay, I'm going to end this video. And I'll wash these jars. Right? Because she gave me some plums. Okay. Didn't I just go through plums? As if I need plums. Anyway. Right, but I washed these jars. Okay? And we've got our big box of soybeans. And this was the milk, the whole milk. I haven't gotten into the non-fat milk. Then we've got our kidney beans still there. Right? So, hold on.